Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Varun Kaushal and I am a legal intern at LEXIS and Company. Today I am going to discuss about arbitration in asset valuation and distribution cases. Arbitration is regarded as a procedure in which a dispute is submitted before an arbitration tribunal by agreement of the parties guided by the arbitration contract or a clause in a contract. By this, the parties opt for private dispute resolution procedure instead of going to the court. It is outside court settlement, thereby saving time and resources at the same time. Either the parties themselves appoint an arbitrator or by an application to the court, or in case of institutional arbitration, appointed according to the rules and regulations. Asset valuation is the process by which we can determine the current value of company's assets such as buildings, stocks, equipments, goodwill, equipment, etc. We can calculate the net worth of the by adding up the current value of its assets deducted by its liabilities. In this video, we shall discuss how arbitration can play an active role in determining asset valuation and distribution cases. So what is arbitration and asset valuation? There has been an increasing trend where the parties, clients are in need of someone with a good background in asset valuation and distribution. They often look for a personal arbitrator who has a good sound background and a unique skill set to deal with the same. The process of arbitration is similar to a litigation where the evidences and testimony are presented and there is an arbitrator who decides the case on merits. While it is not a civil court, but it functions like a civil court and governed by the Arbitration and Conciliation Code 1996. The arbitrators are governed by the Act, who act as the judge with qualifications mentioned under the Act. The parties are in over control of the process in a sense that whether the award given in arbitration will be absolutely binding or there is any limitation to it. Moreover, the process of arbitration can also be decided whether ad hoc or institutional. There are various factors which an arbitrator looks and considers before valuing the assets and dividing them. One of the factors is how long both the parties are connected to each other, that is, the term of their relationship. Longer the time duration, there are more chances of providing a more equalized decision. Another factor which plays a crucial role in determining is income and separate property of each party. It varies from case to case and relationship to relationship. It is the responsibility of the arbitrator to act fairly. For example, there is a case where the assets are valued between husband and wife. If one of the parties has better source of income due to better education, age, health and other factors, the arbitrator may provide more property to the spouse who is at disadvantage for any reason. In the same way, assets can be valued between any individuals, HUF or any organization. The arbitrator can also take into consideration the economic factors along with the monetary ones. The arbitrator can also consider the effects on the award or any other connected parties. So what are the approaches for asset valuation? Sometimes it may happen that the sum of company's net assets and liabilities shown in the financial statements are not reliable or fair to indicate the company's true market value or its capacity to generate profits. Therefore, arbitrators may find it a little difficult to determine the valuation of the company as it becomes difficult to forecast the future cash flows. In such situation, it may be appropriate to consider the asset-based approach. So what is the asset-based approach? It is regarded as a correct method of valuation when we are dealing with an issue of controlling interest over a business. If there is any minority shareholder who has no control over the assets of the organization, the valuation shall generally revolve around the value of the future dividends which the minority shareholder is expected to receive. There is an exception to the effect that sale of a minority shareholding in order to give another shareholder overall control of the business. What is investment spend approach? The valuer simply aggregates all expenditure, sunk cost incurred in developing a given project or business, and the total amount is used as a proxy for the value of said project. The cost of investment may cover not only the expenditure incurred to acquire or develop fixed assets, but also all other costs involved in developing the project, including the cost of financing, market research, salaries, administration, etc. At certain times, given the passage of time, the current value of an investment may be very different from the costs that were incurred to acquire it. So, impact of the financial crisis on the application of the asset-based approach. A deep analysis of the relationship between business's accounting net worth and financial crisis is not within the scope of this video. Financial crisis has a very major impact on the company's balance sheet. Let's have a look at some of the examples of the financial crisis. Number one, there are chances of increased counterparty risks, credit risk that may not generally be reflected in the measurement of financial crisis. Number two, if there is a requirement where relevant accounting standards are to be stated on the balance sheet at their fair value, assets value have often been written down to reflect their recoverable amount. It is also considered relevant where the accounting conventions require non-current assets such as plant, long-term investments, machinery, property, etc. needs to be recognized at the historical cost and recoverable amount. Number three, it is also stated that billions of dollars of goodwill have been written off company's balance sheet in accordance with the financial accounting standards for calculation and accounting for goodwill. Purchased goodwill arises when an organization is acquired. It may be defined as the excess of the purchasing price of the business over the fair market value of the net assets which have been acquired. In conclusion, I'd like to say that while the asset-based approach is considered to be one of the most generalized form and may appear to be conceptually simple, it is often misunderstood. Although this approach seems to be a better option, but it requires proper application of this approach inter alia, dealing with complex concepts such as recognition and measurement of the assets for the purpose of asset valuation and distribution. It also accounts for competitiveness, inflation, and dynamics of the markets, the role played by the replacements cost, the true economic cost of replacing assets. When the asset-based approach is applied, one should be careful about the relative weight provided by its results. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions regarding the video, please do ask in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the channel LEXCLIQ.